Today, we're going to be talking about why you should become a local celebrity and how to do it, when to do it, and really why it is so important. And I'm going to dive in with you because this is something that I have done in multiple industries. I'm not talking two or three, I'm talking like seven, eight, nine, 10 industries. And at the very, very least, it becomes less expensive to acquire customers. So this works for co-hosts. This works for owners. You can do this for your property. I mean, look, if you, it's really the Kardashian effect, right? So basically, people throw money at all of the Kardashian sisters and Kris Jenner, and just because they've become so famous for being famous and being popular. I don't know that any of them have any one individual skill set, except for Kris is just an incredible mom manager, or whatever it's called, in business and positioning her family to become celebrities. You think about the high school prom queen and prom king, they were most likely the most popular people that you went to high school with. Doesn't matter if you liked them or not. They were the cool kids. They were the best looking. They were the most popular. And that's why they became prom king and prom queen. And historically, you would look at, and it's probably the captain of the cheerleading team and the captain of the football team, the quarterback, whatever. I was the prom king my senior year, and I was a pretty good golfer, probably the most successful athlete, at least of my class, being ranked third in the world coming out of high school in golf. And I was kind of popular, but I digress to your real estate investments. And this, look, you might be a vendor watching this. If you're a PMS or, a direct booking site or whatever, when you become the most popular, you become a celebrity, people recognize you, they say hello to you, they introduce themselves to you, and it creates opportunities for you. So here's the deal. The number one thing that is going to help you become a local celebrity and why you want to do this, because if your property can become the most popular at your lake or, on your river in Orlando, close to Disney, whatever it is, if you become the most popular, it's going to get press. You're going to build a following on Instagram. You're going to get people, you're going to get more direct bookings. People are going to want to be with you. If you're trying to build a co-host business, look, everybody else teaches you the wholesale method. Get PropSpring, do data research, data mining, go to county records office, send direct mail, send emails, blah, 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 blah. But, it's really fucking hard. And then what happens is when you stop doing that, or you decide, you run out of a number of leads, then there are nobody to sell to. When you become a celebrity, or as I refer to it, the person of interest, that lead flow continues to come and come and come. It doesn't stop. The number one thing that you have to do, and write this down or let it just emblaze into your skull, is you have to help people. It's that simple. If you help them, they will buy from you based out of reciprocity. If you help somebody fix a problem, that's why in like every boot camp that I run, every training that I run, everything is about solving problems. And it's the same thing when you're becoming, a local celebrity. And I'm going to teach you here in a second how you can do this in 100 days. 100 days. Like if you do this where you live, you'll literally start going to the gas station, the supermarket, and people will say, hey, I know you. I see you on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. You're Bill. And I can't tell you, Kris can confide in this, is, when I travel, I mean, I could be on a flight to Panama City Beach or Phoenix or in an airport or a restaurant. It seems like we see people all the time that recognize me because I've become a local celebrity in the short-term rental space, in the real estate space. I've become that person of interest because I help people. I help people more than anybody. I don't have a problem, laying claim to that. I've done this so many times and I've learned from the best of the best, Russell Brunson, Jeff Walker. It's just the people that give. HubSpot has been a huge influence in my life. Inbound marketing. I mean, versus pushing and putting stuff in front of people. The whole thing about inbound marketing and HubSpot is they want people to come to them. And don't forget, I was customer 33 and built the second fastest growing ground transportation company in the history of the industry, from the very beginning with HubSpot. I'm not talking like in the last 2, 3, 5, or even 10 years. So if you are a co-host specifically, forget about that old school crap of chasing Vacasa and Avant Stay and Evolve and low ratings and all that type of stuff. Pick one market and go in and become the person of interest and dominate it. Pick high value properties. Don't go after that low hanging fruit crap because that's what everybody's doing, right? And they're all taking the slow boat to growth and to scale. So here's the breakdown. Here's how to become a local celebrity in one market. And I'm going to focus this on if you own a property in a specific market, or then you want to do that in that market. And there's a reason. Part of my strategy is I invest in clusters, multiple properties in each market that I invest into, whether it's Gulf Shores, Smith Lake, into the Outer Banks, Banner Elk, North Carolina, Whitefish, Montana. I end up with a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 properties in each one of those markets. That is as an owner. When I go in and if I want to build my co-hosting business, I'm picking one super high value, high target. And I'm giving you my whole playbook here, folks. And I'm doing this with a new venture, and we're actually picking 5 markets that we're going into, right? Just 5. So you pick your market, and if you own the property, it's the market that you're in. If you're co-hosting, if you live in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, or here in Nashville or whatever, pick super high value markets, have super high pricing, beachfront properties, 5, 10, 15 million that can do 300, 400, $500,000 a year. There's a reason I invested into the Outer Banks with 2 properties that are now doing over $1.1 million this year between the 2, because they're high value. I'd rather have 2 properties doing $500,000 to $600,000 as opposed to having 5 properties to do that. It's just less work. So anyways, pick a market if you're a co-host and pick a high value market. Then what I want you to do is I want you to, and please write this down, or if you're watching this on YouTube, if you are listening to this, you can go to BF Unfiltered, Bill Faith Unfiltered on YouTube. And here's the deal. This is 100 days. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to create. So if you think about 100 days, right? So you got 90 days in 3 months. So we're literally talking, that's 12 weeks, like 13 weeks. And let's just say 14, because if you're starting in a February or whatever it is. So 14 weeks. That's going to be 14 videos. It's what we call help videos, right? So there's like hero hub help content. And when you're trying to help somebody, there's no strings attached. So you're not like trying to drive them to convert them to a sales page, to book a call with you, or any of that type of stuff. You're literally creating one video. And that video should be anywhere from a minimum of 3 to 4 minutes and a maximum of 8 minutes. So really the sweet spot is like 5 to 7 minutes. You pick one subject and you start with the most important subject that solves a problem for your prospect. So if you're going in and you're targeting high value property owners, there's really 3 primary things if you're co-hosting that they have issue with. Number 1 is they want you to make more money, or their property's underperforming, so increase their revenue. Number 2 is they don't want to invest any time. They're making 7 figures, probably for the properties I target, multiple 7 figures. So they don't want to invest any time. So they want to be hands off. And then number 3 is protect their asset. If you can do all 3 of those things, and most importantly, agitate the problems that they have already in these videos, and you break this down, you're going to create 14 videos. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down just 5 things. If you can write down 5 topics, right? Like I just gave you 3. So let's just make you more money. How do you make somebody more money as a co-host, right? So if you can make people more money as a co-host, then literally break it down. What are your tactics? What do you do? Revenue management. Well, you think about positioning, right? Well, if you only do a limited number of properties and then you're competing against the Picassos, the Avant Stays, the Saunders, the whoever, the big 3, the Blue 360 down in the Gulf, Twitty and the Outer Banks, there's no way that they can pay as much attention to their 1,000 properties as you if you only take on 10, right? So you leverage the boutiqueness. A lot of people think we got to be big. We got to have, offices and staff and hundreds of properties. You don't. You leverage their size as a weakness and your size as a strength, right? So now you just start breaking that down inside the revenue management. Hey, call your revenue manager. Ask them who physically is managing the revenue. How often is it updated? How often is your length of stay changed? How often is your pricing updated? When do you move from three night stays to 1 night stays, and how is that happening? And you start asking these questions, they're not going to get any answers. You can provide those answers. So if you break this down, now you've got like 3 or 4 videos for topic number 1. Then you go to topic number 2, and how do I save you time? with owner statements, communication, WhatsApp group, whatever it is you're using, Breezeway. They don't have to deal with cleaners, blah, blah, blah. But when they don't have to deal with cleaners and handymen and guests, that's the same thing as a property manager they're currently using or the co-host. So you have to identify if they're self-managing or if they're using somebody else. And if they're using somebody else, then you can break down your processes and show them how you are going to do it to where it's transparent for them. So it's one of the things I love as a co-hosting business is transparency and communication are two things that legacy PMs are not very good at. So I leverage that against them. And then I go in and I agitate the frustration of the buyer, of the potential client. And then I come back in. So that's their pain point. That's their problem, right? That's their sad face. They're mad. Oh! And I want to turn it into a big smile. So I'm going to make them happy. So I'm literally creating hash marks for every single one of their problems. And I'm going to come in and provide a solution. And if you just do that 5 times for each one of those 3 topics I just gave you, now you have 15 videos. So here's the secret. We're talking omni-channel content here. So if you are creating those 13, 14, 15, it's going to be 12 at least for 90 days, but try to shoot for 13, 14, 15. You're going to release 1 a week. And you're going to put it on your Facebook page. And I really recommend that you do not do this. I don't care if you have a brand and a co-hosting company or a property management company. I want this to come from you personally. So you're going to take that 5 to 7 minute video and you're going to upload it to your YouTube channel and you're going to optimize it for that market. And then you're going to upload it to your Facebook page and you're going to put $3 a day behind it in Facebook ads. $3 a day. That's it. So a lot of people are like, oh my God, I got to do advertising for this? It's simple. That's $90 a month. We're talking less than $300, $270 for 3 months worth of advertising. And you're going to release one of these videos every week. So you're uploading the long format, the 5 to 7 minute video to YouTube. Then you're putting it on to a Facebook ad. And you're going to put a new video out every single week. And if you really, really want to get fancy, spend $1 a day for that video to run into week number 2. So that way you have 2 videos running. And if you really want to get super fancy, let it run for 2 weeks. So now you have 3 videos running in week number 3. But you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to be advanced. But what you do need to do is you need to take that long format video and you need to get a video editor on Fiverr or Upwork. And they will literally, for somewhere between $5 to $10, will turn that into a reel for you. Now, if you have editing skills or you use CapCut on your phone, you can get the Captions app and use it on your phone. Then you can literally just cut it, add captions, and you can deploy that. And now you've got a reel that you can post to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook stories. You can even put it on LinkedIn. So all you have to do is do this for 100 days. That's it. Nothing else. You don't have to post 100 times a week. You don't have to be doing it. If you really want to accelerate and you want to move from beginner to intermediate to advanced, then you go in and you are going to be posting those reels. You can use something like Market My STR or Uberguest or Hootsuite or whatever, and you can schedule those out. There's a lot of social media scheduling tools. So what I'd recommend is that you take 1 hour on Sunday nights and you schedule out all those reels. So you can literally pull 7 reels out of a 5 to 7 minute video. They can be 30 seconds long, no longer than a minute. You can go longer than a minute, but I wouldn't do it for optimization on Instagram. And if you only end up with 5 good clips, that's fine. Then skip a day. You don't need to do it every single day, but it's going to help support those ads, right? Then you come in, and after you've done this for 2 weeks, then you start working in a call to action into your ads. And hey, sign up for a free Zoom so I can evaluate your property and help you make more money for free. It's pretty simple, right? Then you might only have 4 or 5 people sign up, but if you do a good job delivering those value propositions, here's the secret. If you have 5 in your toolkit, like 5 things that you're executing to outperform the marketplace or be able to improve their property, increasing revenue management, better photos, updating staging, listing optimization, photo rearranging, whatever it is. If you have 5, give 3 away on a 30-minute Zoom and hold 2 back behind. Keep them close to your chest because you're going to need to pull those out when you're going to reach out after that Zoom call if you're not able to close them right off the bat. That means if you want to close them, you got to have a pitch deck and you also need to have a contract. If you need that, you can grab a link down below. I've got it in a co-hoster masterclass that teaches you how to build a scalable business, do all this different type of stuff, give you my contract, all those things. So that way you're ready to close a client and get going immediately because this is about speed and it's about time. Most people are taking 6 months, 9 months, a year, to be able to pick up their first client. I mean, I have a guy, Dan, in my inner circle that went from losing his job to having 9 clients, replacing $180,000 in income with $240,000 co-hosting in less than 9 months. And that's at one location, one lake, not even at the beach. So one market, 100 days, one long format video, 5 to 7 minutes, post it on YouTube, go to Fiverr, get somebody to edit it for you, clip it up, or do it yourself with either CapCut, it's an app, and then use captions to put in the captions, post that to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook stories. And then here's the key. If you are in a market like Nashville or Philadelphia or Los Angeles, any urban market, and you're looking to go after business travelers, take that long format video and use that on LinkedIn. But you got to have a longer post, right? And then I would take some screenshots or get some photos of yourself in that market, because photos actually work better on LinkedIn with longer descriptions, longer post copy, because that's where you're gonna absolutely try to crush. If you're in midterm rentals and you're trying to target corporate travelers, then stop going after the individual corporate traveler. Go after GBTA, the Global Business Travel Association, and start targeting travel managers so you're in a one-to-many scenario, because those travel managers work for Fortune 100, 500, 1,000 companies, and they're managing hundreds and thousands of travelers that are looking to come to, they're coming to universities. They're going to start new jobs when they're relocating. They're doing this for Healthways and LifePoint, all these huge healthcare companies, HCA, that type of stuff, when you want to get to those travel nurses. So you're bypassing the traditional way, the old school way for customer acquisition, and you're going to become the celebrity by helping them. I've done this in the HVAC industry. I've done this in the ground transportation space. I've done this in the real estate space. I can go on and on. If you just help people and you put it out there onto social media over 100 days and put a couple of bucks behind it in ads, you are going to become the go-to in your market. No legacy PMs are doing this. No co-hosts are doing this. Like I said earlier, they're all following, go to PropStream, get the data, go to the county record, send direct mailers, send emails, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's doing the same shit. You become the person of interest and sit back and watch what happens. The lead flow will just continue to come in. But the one caveat is you got to help people. Remember, you start with no strings attached, and you have to be helpful. So sit down and work down your problems and solutions. What are the biggest problems for your potential clients? Identify them. If you do want to get super advanced, then you can use PropStream. You can do some data mining. I don't recommend doing the direct mail email right off the bat. What I would recommend is taking all the email addresses you get and prop them into a custom audience inside of Facebook. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Then you have Facebook go in and you can target the geographic area and do what's called a lookalike audience. And Facebook will go and find all the people that match, almost 99%. And then you can start targeting them as well. You're welcome. All I ask for you, because there's no strings attached, just smash that subscribe button, because I got a lot more of this stuff coming down the pipeline that nobody knows how to do. And if they did, they sure as hell don't share it like I do. Thanks for joining me on Be Faith Unfiltered. I'll see you guys next week.